Hi everyone. Now this is the third video of Kate Chopin and the story of an hour. In the first video I gave you an introduction to Kate Chopin. In the second video we analyzed the first part of the story, and now with this video we'll wind up the story. So we were talking about the joy which was monstrous. There was a joy which was overcoming her. She had to helplessly welcome that joy into her. Though she tried to beat it out, though she tried to beat out the feeling that she was becoming completely free with the death of her husband, she couldn't do it. That was creeping into her, and helplessly she was witnessing it happen. And see, with this what happens is we feel like uh, we think that whether Louise do not love her husband or not. I mean, is it that she hadn't loved her husband, or is it that she did not love her husband now? That was not the reason. Of course you love your husband. Of course she was completely abandoned. Of course she was crying aloud and in complete abandonment, in complete helplessness. She was feeling so lonely. She was being traumatized by the death of her husband. That doesn't mean that, I mean, love was there. Love was there. There was a terror feeling in her. That particular person becomes a part of your life. You're so very into him that you feel like you have nobody. You are completely lost. You are completely empty. That doesn't mean that this particular feeling of freedom doesn't mean that she did not love him. She would of course weep for him. If she sees him now, the face which always looked on her only with love, which was now so fixed, so grey and so cold and dead, she would weep for him. But on the other hand, she was thinking about a long procession of years to come, which was completely for herself. She need not live for anybody else. A complete space, a complete future was opening up to herself. She was spreading her arms and welcoming that a feeling of freedom. So from now on, she had become a woman who is completely free. She need not live for anybody else. There would not be any powerful will which would bend her will altogether. There would not be a complete imposition of a private will upon her own will. She could do as she wished to. See, most of the time what happens is in patriarchal society, subordination comes in the disguise of love. So now this was a moment where she was feeling like free, body and soul free. That was what she was whispering. It was a whisper. A woman is not supposed to say things aloud. She has to whisper her feelings. She cannot say aloud that I am free. What will the society think? The society would of course think, as I told you in the last video, society would of course think her as a monster, as a witch, because women do not think in that way. So she was whispering. Now she was drinking the elixir of her life, and then she had to whisper the freedom. So was this a crime? Is this a crime that she was what she was feeling? It was not at all a crime, because till yesterday, she was very much shuddered at the thought of a long life. But today she was praying for a long life. She was praying for a long life which would be completely for herself. And then Josephine came and tapped the door. Josephine was quite afraid that Louise would make herself ill, because already she is afflicted with heart attacks and all, heart diseases and all. So she obviously would be so very concerned about her. And with that entry of Josephine, Louise opens the door and descends the stairs. The descending of the stairs. She was in another world, a world where she was alone, where she was completely for herself. Now she is coming back to reality. She was descending the stairs, coming back to others, and once she was descending the stairs, somebody opened the door. it was none other than Brindley Mallard. Brindley Mallard, he was so very travel stained. He was not there at the scene of the accident. He had escaped it somehow. Maybe he had gone somewhere else. So this is the way which Kate Chopin describes it is very interesting. The moment she was descending the stairs and Brindley Mallard opening the door, there was a quick motion of Richards to screen him from Louise, because any shocks would scare her, any shocks would affect Louise, because shocks cannot be, she cannot take in shocks. So but it was too late that Richards did so. So Louise, at the end of the story, we find that Louise died of heart disease, and the doctors said that it was a joy that kills. So apart from the regular I had actually given you a feminist interpretation of the work. You have of course different themes running the whole story. You could have multiple interpretations, like any fictional story. You can have multiple interpretations of this particular story. You have the theme of love, you have the theme of death, you have the theme of freedom, etc., etc. If you want to pursue, if you want to analyze the story more, you have lots and lots of possibilities for the story. And with this, I would like to wind up Kate Chopin's story, The Story of an Hour. Thank you.